mentioned in the book Prime to Perform. You mentioned one new word for me, even is common to the others who are in the management area. It is a TOMO. TOMO is an acronym. Yeah. So I would like to explain. It is a keywords in the book, and what is the definition in general of the TOMO.
Actually, TOMO is something that these two others has coined. It's not the one that's very popular among the behavioral science. Okay, it's just something that they come up with. It's come from a total motivation factor. So total TO, motivation MO, altogether is called TOMO. That's it. It's just talk about the total motivations that or total motives why people work in that organization. It's talk about the motives of the whole motives. We have 6 motives, and talk about how those 6 motives interact with each other. Not really interact with each other. For example, the reason why you work on anything.
Okay. Sorry. May I interrupt again? Please adjust yourself on the right side.
Okay. I think that's good enough.
No, you're out. Okay, you come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Total motivation is talk about the reason why you work. There are 6 reasons why you work on the same work, on the same, let's say, if you're driving a car, there are always 6 reasons why you drive the car. Okay. One could be more greater than the others. Might not be the same. Okay, the same reason why you work. Sometimes I work the car because I feel it's fun, feel to drive. So I call it play motive. And also, I have a purpose why I have to drive a car because I would like to go from point A to point B. That's the purpose. And also I said, well, if I can drive this long, it means that I gain more competence in driving, or not just only that long, or maybe it's under the rough terrain. Well, on the rough terrain, I can help to I can steer the curve because the curve is very sharp, and how can I negotiate the curve? Negotiate the curve so that the car will go along, not falling off the road to the sideway. Okay. So that 3 motives that concern directly to the drive. Okay.
Yes.
I have 3 motives. It's not just only because I would like go to Chiang Mai. That's purpose. It's more than that because I enjoy driving as well. And also said, well, this road to Chiang Mai is not the typical road. It's what you call is
challenging.
Very challenging. It's not a highway. It's in the middle of the country. That the road, the quality of the road, the road condition is not as good as the highway. Okay, so I have 3 motives why I have to drive to Chiang Mai, and also there are another 3 motives. Called the first one called emotional pressure. I have to drive to Chiang Mai, otherwise someone that expecting me over there would be pissed if I don't go to Chiang Mai, so I have to drive. Okay, next one, I have to drive to Chiang Mai. This one is called economic pressure. I have to drive to Chiang Mai because I have no money to buy the airplane ticket. That's why I have to drive.
Mm.
And also, next one, well, why do I need to drive to Chiang Mai? Maybe just what the heck, just do it. No reason. Sometimes I have this 6 mixed feeling just for one single task, driving the car to Chiang Mai. So altogether, the first one might be great, the second one might be great, the third one might be almost zero, and the fourth one, emotional pressure, well, I don't care. I just would like to drive, so this one could be 0 or could be -5. Or if I don't have money, because if I don't go there, I'm not gonna have money because someone could give money over there. So I say this one is a lot, maybe 10. Or sometimes, not sometimes, at the same time, I feel that, well, I don't care if I don't get money or not. I just don't want it. Could be -100. Altogether, when you put after the summation of this 6 motive, if it come up to be a positive, very positive, it means no matter what the condition of the road is, no matter what traffic is, no matter what the accident happened on the way, you will go there because you know how to make it happen. Not you know how to make it happen. You feel that whatever gonna happen, I'm gonna be to Chiang Mai. I have to be to Chiang Mai. Something like that. But if you're concerned that, well, if I don't reach to Chiang Mai, somebody gonna scorn me, I'm not gonna get money, or I just drive. When you experience the difficulty on the road, you say, well, should I go to Chiang Mai or not? For the inertial motive or the 6th one, you said, well, just give up. What the heck? Or, well, if I don't reach Chiang Mai, I'm not gonna have money. So I just maybe I have to cry a bit or ask for help, but I'm not gonna be on my own to fix things. I'm gonna keep begging people to help. That's not adaptive, because you just ask people to help, but you do not solve the problem by yourself because you being inadaptive. People that are that's very adaptive, they're not gonna give a damn that I got money or not. I don't care, but I enjoy the work. I know I have to go to Chiang Mai, and I know that I can hone my skill on driving on such road. Very clear, like tomato, I believe. Tomato juice.
Yeah. I think that is a good example. So we can imagine how this tomo look like. You try to divide it into 2 group of 3. The first one is about the play, purpose, and potential. It's a positive one. And the second is about the emotional pressure, economic pressure, and the last 6 is initial, is it's like a negative side. And why
it is negative?
Why it is negative? And okay, it's very obvious when you take your driving to Chiang Mai, your destination. You take its example, but a little bit expand. If we expand to one existing company that have the like old-fashioned management, and how can we adapt these 6 factors of the TOMO to the very conventional one, so the people can know, okay, if we do nothing, we run our business like our ancestor that is might be 1 century ago, and now the world changed completely. Now we are in digital age. How can we apply the 6 factors into that conventional one?
Yeah, you get to give me an example. What sort of task?
Let's say what I am familiar with is a construction that we always think of that for I myself. It's like something. Okay, let's say home construction is very routine. I can plan everything by
It
my
is not.
by
It is not routine. It is not routine. I would say it is not routine.
like a core, like a main activity. So I need to be adjust because even one drawing, when you construct a home at the one location, but when you change to the other location, yeah, there are so many different factors, surely. But I think in terms of the general or principle of the management, yeah, we always start the construction from ground foundation up to the roof, something like that. But the thing, the effect along the construction is not so so much different. So we can handle anyway. But so suppose now because of the economy, so we need to be in a fully competitive business. You cannot manage like the conventional way. You cannot get enough the profit. So you have to shorten, let's say, shorten the construction period from, let's say, 8 months. If I use a conventional approach, and if I like to shorten the construction period, 2 months less, come to 6 months, so I can gain more profit. How can we apply?
Okay,
These
first one is obviously is economic pressure. You
yep.
you are under the pressure to make the cost reduction.
Survive. Otherwise, I
Okay.
cannot survive in this business
Right,
because it's a highly competitive.
But if you're so obsessed with the number or the dollars you try to reduce, just offset it. You not and you don't come up with a solution. You just upset it. You just worry, and you're not gonna make it. Like you keep making out complaint to other people that, hey, I need to do this because otherwise I'm gonna be fined with hefty what you call is the number of dollars because you're gonna make it on time. You're gonna be fined. So when you're gonna be fined, you don't look for the solution. You don't look for the solution. You're just whining, okay? But when you come to the play mode, you just put that aside. You're not gonna have that thing distract your mind. That if you're not gonna do it, you're gonna have a hefty fine. So you chip yourself to the play mode. How are we gonna solve this problem? The problem is gonna be fun. That how to reduce the lead time of constructing this one by 10%. If by 10%, that's gonna help us. But you're not gonna say if by 10% it will translate to this much money and you come to the money again. You're not talking about the problem itself. You're just talking about how I would like to reduce the number, the fine. I don't want to do that. But when you come to the real work, you said, well, this work gonna be fun because I gonna figure out how to shorten the lead time. And you figured out. When you figured out, you're not gonna let the money concern you.
I detach the money, and I gonna into the play mode. It is one of the TOMO.
Yep.
The first one might be the most important one.
If you don't come with the play motive, you just keep whining, complaining. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be fine. So what? Come, move yourself to the play mode. If you don't move yourself to the play mode, you just be concerned with the money you're gonna lose, or the time you're gonna lose, or the time you have to put more, or the money or the more research you have to put more. You just keep whining. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna
Or
help.
poor emotional pressure as well.
Yes. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. So you have to put that aside and
control.
and come to think of this thing is a good challenge. You would like to figure that out. It comes with a curiosity, how to change it, how to make that happen. See, something that you need to check. Meanwhile, you also feel a bit of the economic pressure and emotional pressure. Meanwhile, you still have it. It's not going to be say that it's totally off. Still have it, but the play motive will be bigger, much bigger. See what I say?
Yeah. Okay, I had the feeling that among the 6 factors, play mode is most important.
It is.
Yeah. And it's about how to control, get everything under control in terms of the emotion. If you lose your emotion, you lose your temper. Yeah, you cannot manage the other 5 effectively. Thank you for your answer. And then you always emphasize you. But if so, I cannot manage the one project on my own. So I'm gonna step into the bigger group of the people, that is a team. So when we apply this TOMO to the team, can we do that?
You have to.
It is a must, right?
It's a must. You have to make your team feel like to play.
Okay, that sounds like very very hard to get every people connected and understand the same pictures, how or the direction we are moving forward.
That's the job of the manager or the leader. That's the job of them.
This
to keep
question
people
because
motivated.
some message you sent to me earlier, it said that when we come to the first 3 positive motivation is a play purpose and potential, and there's another 3 negative motivation is emotional pressure, economic pressure, inertia. It is a negative one, and it say that when we combine this factor, we can rate, we can measure the team, the total motivation. Yeah, can you explain about this? How can we rate? How can we measure the total of the team?
Only single person. You have to measure a single person first. Start with that. Okay. People will say, do you enjoy to work? Give the number from 1 to 7. If you say 1, it means extremely you don't agree with. I come to work here extremely agree that I'm not happy. I'm not would like to play. But if you say that not sure, maybe yes, maybe no, you give the 4. If you say that I agree, totally agree. I come to work here because I extremely agree that I feel play a lot, the most. So that 1 to 7. And each motive you have to ask yourself. On scale 1 to 7, if you agree most, say 7. If you least agree most, well, yeah, least agreed, you say 1. You give the number. If you're not sure, just 4, or something in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just assign the number. That's the way we measure that. How much do you agree with all the 6 motives?
Mm-hmm. That's mean in the process of the rating by Tomo, you're supposed to evaluate or you have to interview individual, right? One by one.
People can do by themselves. Can do self
That's
assessment.
Self assessment, right?
Self assessment, and
That's mean and where on the criteria you supposed to prepare something like a form to
sure,
for
sure,
evaluation.
sure.
When you evaluate your people in your organization, it need only one form or the different form depends on the level, management level, or everything have to everyone has to be evaluated by the one form, one group of question, or have to separate, depends on the management, the poor worker, unskilled labor, or something like that. When you evaluate, but to get the how about the TOMO criteria?
The whole team, everyone gonna get the same question, the same survey form,
The same question.
the same
Even the
question,
management, even
the
the senior,
same,
junior,
the same.
and then
That's only six
the
questions. That's only 6 questions. That's all the
only
same.
6 questions. Yeah.
All the same. Get the same questions,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what they are.
If you finish evaluate each people and then you combine the results and you can get the TOMO evaluation for your team, right?
Right.
And he said that in the what you sent to me, he said that if you do so, after you rating, your team can be utilized to predict the overall performance. That's what you just explained, right? After combine, and we got the team performance.
Let me put it this way. When you get all the team member and you make calculation by summing up everybody and make an average, the average number of TOMO will be average assigned to that team. So you can say your team is very adaptive how or not by looking at the number. Typically, people would see the number no greater than 40. If you come close to 40, it means that your team is very adaptive. And we don't expect that the number will come to 0 or minus, because if 0 is mean that you're not adaptive at all. If minus is mean that you guys or your team is gonna be disintegrated very soon. Because nobody would like to work for you. Nobody would like to work as a team. And nobody feel that I come to work here because I just need money, because I don't know what to do. Because people ask me to, but I don't care. Is this job gonna work or not? I just come for money. I just come here because if I don't come, somebody gonna complain. I come to work here. If I don't come, I don't know what to do because I have nothing else to do. So it's all minus. It's been you have problem with the team, or your team is so dysfunctional. For example, another one is that if your team not really a good team, okay, they come to the team and always point the fingers to each other. That's very unhealthy. And also it's mean economic pressure, not economic pressure, the emotional pressure. They just feel that today I have to hurt that guy feeling. Today I'm gonna do harm to that guy, do that, blah 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 blah. That's minus. And also I have to come here because I need to collect money. I don't know what a job. I just do whatever it is. If there's a problem, it's not my problem. It's somebody else's problem. I just come here to get money. And the other guy might say that I don't know what the problem is. I just show up. That's it. Because I have nothing else to do. If you extremely agree with that, it's gonna be a lot negative number, and it's mean that your team not gonna work anymore, and you are heading to disaster.
I have a little bit more question because when I asked you, you start with when evaluation start with the individuals, and then when we like to get the final results of the evaluation, we supposed to do is the whole company. And the whole company, you said that we use only one paper. We use just only one something. I don't know. It's a questionnaire or the face-to-face interview. When you said the whole company, and practically, if you have your organization is divided into the many departments, we need to go in the small module of the department and then combine to the whole company,
Sure,
or
sure,
or
sure.
evaluate is
You have,
just only one
you have to
time.
structure it that way, because each questionnaire, you know that who gonna answer, which department they belong to, what type of job they are, and also how many years of service, and what gender, what the generation group, like Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, or millennial, or baby boomer. You have to get that information as well. You can categorize by those keywords. For example, management, engineers, administrators, sales, project coordinator, project managers. You will know by, if they keep the information. But we don't want to specifically know who they are. They just give us the job type so that we can categorize that the problem will, where the area of the team or the company suffer with the performance. You can see that. For example, like on the leadership, those managers, typically they have to be leaders. They have to be leaders of the group. But some people said, I don't want to work as a manager. I don't want to be the boss. But I have to be the boss because, there's more money. If I don't take the job, my wife gonna scold me. And do I enjoy working as a manager or the leader? No, I hate that. So it means that manager or the leader is suffer. They suffer with the performance or adaptive performance. They don't have it. Or HR administrator. So you know that type of group of people. Or sometimes you say that if you have the millennial in your company, and you find that why you don't talk to millennial, send it to them. You will see that the millennials say that I don't enjoy working here. I don't see the purpose, and I don't know what the heck why I'm doing here. I'm not gonna gain anything from this. I mean, I'm not gonna gain more potential. Or no, the competence. I'm not gonna gain more skill on this. Why the hell I work here? I work here because I need money, because if I don't work, people will say that I'm gonna be a freeloader to my family, or blah 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 blah. And you will see that okay, you have problem with these millennials, and it's just like a thermometer that measure that how adaptive you are, or the culture or subculture in the group, how they are. And when you see that problem, you know how you gotta figure out how to fix it. That's gonna be another stage.
Need to have the benchmark, like a number, and we can compare, and so we can know we are above or below or the average.
Sure.
Like
You got to benchmark it. Typically, it's these two guys, two authors, has done the survey to I think over 20,000 surveys. So they come up with huge data. So they come up with that with this industry or this type of job, the thermal gonna be about this. This is standard that they have.
Yes.
And when you have your own thermal survey, you come with a number. You will see that you are below below the par or above par or just par. And most people that they come that the survey that are just about the par, the average of the, for example, like education, the average about 23, and if your school TOMO come like 10, you said something wrong with my school for sure, because standard all other is about 23.
We need to benchmark with the number like we set up beforehand, so we can compare, so we can know our position above, below, or something like that, and so we go forward about the correction improvement, right? That is the next process of post evaluation in terms of improvement to make it better. How can we apply this in terms of the strategy? We need to adjust to move, push forward.
Yeah, to make the TOMO improve, we need to address. We have to understand that our organization suffer with the less play motive, or we don't have enough purpose, or we could not persuade people under us to see that their goal is also the company's goal, how to align it. Altogether, there are 7 culture keys. The first one, okay, all the culture keys that you have to work all together. It's not one single key gonna change it. At least there are 7 of them. The first one is leadership. Who is the leader? What type of leader that gonna shape the organization so that it will come with more play, see the purpose, and align the goals of the individual to the goals of the company, and try to minimize the emotional pressure, economic pressure, and the people that don't know what to do. That the job of the leader. They have to boost the first 3 and minimize the latter 3. Okay, so that one is the leadership. The second one is the playground, or the job design, or design the job. You have to design the job or environment so that all your employees will feel play, purpose, and potential, and less on emotional, less on the kind of pressure, and zero initiative. That's the second. Okay, the third one is identity. You have to make sure that your team or your organization have the real identity. The identity will keep people alive, keep people see the purpose, keep people know their tradition, and they feel proud, and they know that if they have problem, they're gonna come. Somebody in the team gonna help. Things like that. You need to create the identity of the team or organization. The fourth one is you have to build a community or the team, and the team also will focus on the first 3 and less on the latter 3. And performance evaluation. Some companies don't have it at all, but they do assessment on a real time, because they know that people would like to work because they would like to play. They see the purpose, and they know that their goals, by doing this, the company goal will help they achieve their own goals. Things like that, and blah 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 blah. Altogether, 7 keys. And this is gonna be difficult and need a lot of team effort. Some company have higher like Google. They people that doing this gonna be three type of people. One is HR. The second one is the 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 statistics. Okay, like people that doing data science, thing like that. And the third one is a psychologist. These three guys, three group in one single what they call a people operation. They're gonna consist with the three. Okay, 1/3 is HR, 1/3 is data science, and another 1/3 is psychologist. Because they're gonna feel that how to motivate people to feel like would like to play, and they're gonna come up with the metrics, or maybe more than metrics than just thermal. They might have more than that, and they come up with the sense that the team not gonna send doing. They do not have a sense of play that much, and they're gonna come talk to the leader, and the leader will look at it, how to shape it. And sometimes it's going to be the leader itself, because it shows that the leader just don't want to be in the play mode. And this people operation will address this issue with the team, the whole team. So people will know that how we're going to shape it.
Well, the three departments, let's say, or the three group that supposed to get involved in this process is from the HR, data scientist, and the last one is a psychologist, like the key person who have to get involved in a TOMO survey. In practice, how often do we need to repeat TOMO survey?
At least twice a year.
It is
at least twice a year.
6 months. Yeah. It's how about the by quarter? By quarter is too frequent or what? All depends. All depends.
Is to me, I would like to do every quarter. At the beginning, okay, and later time maybe twice a year, but once a year I think it's too long, because while you travel 12 months, things happen, so you need to closely monitor it.
And how about university? If we apply this approach to survey the university, that are usually divided into 2 semesters. It's twice a year or what?
It doesn't matter. Okay, it's gonna be semester or by quarters. Doesn't matter, because university have not just only the teachers, they have others as well. Perhaps like every teacher, there's gonna be another 2 staff supporting it.
When I asked you about the form used in evaluation, you said we use the exactly the same, the form, when we evaluate the people or the member. But I just think this idea just pop up because when you evaluate a kind of institute or university, because the group of the people, the concern in the institute is so different. Because one major group is a student, the other is the faculty, is instructor.
We don't measure the student, because the student just our customer. They are customers.
Oh yeah, that's the reason, because you divide it clearly, because now we evaluate this like in terms of the industry, like the provider, like a manufacturer who produce like a human resource. Yeah, that is product, right?
We talk about organization. Student is our
One.
customer. It's our customer.
Okay, that's clear. It is clear. Today, our audience can just know in general about what is a tomer. It's for me, it's a brand new word, and I never heard before. It is from the total motivation factors that we are gonna use it in surveying. It is totally 6 factors of play, purpose, potential, emotional pressure, economic pressure, and finally is inertia. And Ajahn Suripon, he just take one very simple example when he start driving or start the journey from a place to the destination in Chiang Mai, and I asked him to expand about how we can apply to the organization. Yeah, that is what he explained us, and in terms of the frequency of the Tomo survey, he said, yeah, it should be at least twice a year, yeah, or sometime, yeah, might be in a quarter basis. That is all about what we discussed today, and then we hope that our conversation will be beneficial to our audiences. Yeah, I would say thank you very much for joining today's program, and then hopefully I can share more and more. And after I going in details about the book you recommended, and I think my next interview, yeah, like this will be more and more the different perspective that will be useful for the audiences in terms of the management.
Perhaps we need to do less on this live, and you need to read more on the book, and we debate it.
As I told you before, because in terms of this knowledge, my knowledge is so limited. I think a debate is too far for me. I
Not
think
too
I would
far,
like
because you have questions you just ask. When you ask, you had questions, you are learning, and I also learning as well.
our live streaming would be open to public, so we would welcome the question for the our audiences, and then so we can pick up some question, and we can share our point of views in the last session of the live streaming, like in Q&A, something like that. It should be better, because my idea and my knowledge is truly limited, so might be some of my questions not cover the whole things.
I'm not going to be that concerned that the people limitations on the knowledge or not. That's not my concern. The concern is, do you have motive or the reason to work like as an organization, or do you have problem with the team that you feel that your team or your organization not moving up fast enough, or could not solve the problem, or suffer with some other thing? If you have this issue, that would be great. But if you just would like to explore and you don't know that you're going to use it in your organization, it's going to be sticky, because you might not come up with the picture that we try to explain. That's the issue.
Yeah, and if so, how you think next time we will use a Zoom for our live streaming, so you can use the other presentation to make it clear.
That's one thing, and the target audience should be the one that manage the team. Okay, for individual that don't have team to manage, it might not worthwhile to spend the time or with us, because it's gonna be a lot of things that they don't know to work as a team, and then they might not understand what we are talking about.
Yeah. Okay. If so, anything else I would like to say goodbye because I'm so sleepy as well.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste, namaste. Bye bye. Yes, that is all. It is almost 1.5 hours. So we would like to try to share our view on this topic because I have a very little idea and to form up a question that would be get to the point. It is just what I'm trying to do because I am in play mode, one of 6 factors of TOMO. See you next time. Bye.
Educate one person, you can change a life. But if you educate many, you can change the world.